Hey everybody, sflogicninja here, or you can call me David Earl. I don't care. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about using video in Logic today. Sorry it's been a little while. I've got back from Miami, had an enormous meeting with some game companies who came through. And I can't talk about anything specifically yet because everybody's got me under NDA and they'll string me up by my toes. Yeah, toes. If I say anything. So, there you go. Now, back to video. So when you get a video from somebody, let's say that you're working in television or you're working in film or something like that, some kind of long format thing. What's really funny is a lot of the guys in LA will be sending you DVDs, and they'll expect that you know how to rip them correctly. Isn't that funny? After all that talk of how like ripping a DVD is like stealing an old woman's handbag, and they expect you to know how? Kind of interesting. Anyway, all that aside, if you want to use, if you need to rip a DVD, if there's no other choice, then I suggest you download Handbrake, which is the best free program that I've found so far for doing that sort of thing. Usually you can convince them, though, to send you a drive with the movie on it and say, this is going to be the project drive and let's incorporate that into the budget. Now, when they send you said drive with said video on it, usually they're going to give you the video in .dv format. Now that format is very processor intensive. Just to run it is going to be intense for your CPU. So it's good to be able to convert it to some other kind of file. Now another thing that happens is if you use Handbrake, it'll convert the movie into an MP4, usually an H.264 formatted QuickTime movie. That also takes a little bit of CPU to run because the computer is having to decode the movie on the fly as it's playing. Now, the new Macintoshes are really fast and they're great and everything, but when you start stacking up an entire orchestra against a movie like an MP4 that's being decoded by your computer, it's generally going to give you problems after a while. So I can't actually use any of the movies that I've worked on because they'll, you know, put a gun to my head. So I made this little film. Isn't that funny? It's video. And if I look at the information on this video, I see that it's 2997 frames per second. Now that's the first thing that you're going to look at when you open a movie, is you're going to look at the information on the movie, find out what kind of compression format it's in, and what the frames per second is. Because depending on how they captured the movie, whether it's video, high definition, or film, there's going to be different frame rates. And the frame rates, in Logic, you're going to have to set up the frame rate so that it matches the movie. So in this case, they gave me, or I gave myself, H.264 MP4 file, right? So to take it easy on our processor, what we can do is hit Command E or go to File, go to Export, and what we're going to do is we're going to convert this into a movie. So I'm going to go movie to QuickTime movie, okay? And then I'm going to go to the settings on it. So I'll go to Options. And under Settings, I get the compression format, right? So, whole bunch of compression formats. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to Photo JPEG. Photo JPEG? Wait a minute, aren't JPEGs supposed to be like pictures? Yeah, that's exactly what they are. It's a string of pictures. And it's completely uncompressed. At least that's the way it was explained to me. All I know is that when I convert this thing to Photo JPEG, it looks great. And it performs beautifully. If you guys are also playing in a live format, let's say that you're out touring with an electronic music group and you want to run video off your computer, Photo JPEG, Photo JPEG. It's awesome because it's totally kind to your processor. Okay, so then I go to the frame rate and it says current, which means it's going to keep the same frame rate of 2997. I hit OK. Size. Now, I usually like to go 640 by 480 for doing video, for doing movies and things like that, because you have high definition video and it's all big. It's just taking up real estate. So, and it also is a little harder on your processor. So I'll go to 640 by 480. Preserve aspect ratio using letterbox. That's fine. De-interlace source video. Sure, why not? Okay. So then internet streaming. Sure, whatever. Sound. Okay, so right now I recorded this mono anyway, but Okay, I'll get back to that. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to save it to the desktop. I'm giving it the original name of the movie, accessible_JPEG, just so I know. And then I hit save. Done. So now I can finally get over to Logic.